What's up guys, Shane Starnes here, and the Galaxy Z Fold 3 is finally here. Of course, I've already got mine on pre-order. I can't wait for it to arrive. There's plenty of things to get excited about over this phone. A thinner, lighter design. We finally have water resistance on this phone, and it's overall more durable than any Fold before it. However, this is not a perfect phone. In this video, we're going to talk about the top problems with the Galaxy Z Fold 3, and we're going to see if this should shape your buying opinion on this phone. Let's go ahead and get started. This video is sponsored by SunglassOutlet.com. Sunglass Outlet has all the leading brands at a discounted price. From Ray-Bans to Oakley's to Gucci to Costa Del Mar and even Prada, there's something here for everybody. Brands featured on the site are 100% authentic. Sunglass Outlet also offers price match with any other online seller and free 2-day shipping on orders over $65. There's also free return shipping within 30 days, fast customer service via live chat and phone, and viewers of this channel get an additional discount using the code in the description below. Sunglass Outlet did send out several pairs of sunglasses. They did send out a pair of Oakley's, Costa Del Mar's, but my favorite have to be the Ray-Bans. Be sure to check them out at the link below and grab a pair for yourself today. So one of the main new features on the Galaxy Z Fold 3 happens to be the under-display camera, but I don't think they've hit this one out of the park. In fact, I think that the under-display camera is a half-baked feature that maybe they should have skipped on this generation. What we have here is a 4-megapixel camera that actually is kind of distracting. So when you look at the inner display, it's going to be very obvious that that camera is where it is. So you're going to see a circle of pixels that kind of stands out when you're looking at the rest of your content. Instead of a traditional hole punch kind of blending in with the rest of the content and being something that you can easily forget about, you actually have something that stands out and tends to be a little more distracting. Not only is it a bit distracting, but the camera quality here actually suffers. Photos taken with this camera aren't as sharp. They tend to be overexposed and have an overall haze effect to them. I don't know that this is going to be a deal breaker, since this is the least important camera out of all the lenses on the phone. You're almost never going to be using this camera. I actually would have preferred that Samsung skip this camera altogether instead of adding a lower quality camera that is distracting, but that's just me. That being said, I'm also glad that Samsung's willing to take risk here and they are innovating with technology, pushing technology forward. So another major issue has actually been an issue on all previous versions of the Fold, and that is the aspect ratio. So we have a 24.5 by 9 aspect ratio, which is actually really good for gaming and scrolling through websites and things like that, or if you're doing anything kind of productive, it's great to have all of that screen real estate, but the aspect ratio is not ideal for content viewing. So if you're watching Netflix, or say you're catching up on the latest Marvel series on Disney Plus, you're just gonna have tons of letter bars. So really, when you're watching movies or TV shows or any kind of video content, you have like an inch or more letter bar on top of and below the main content. You might be better off just watching content on your front display or choosing another phone altogether. It kind of makes no use out of this big display. There is a zoom feature, so you can actually zoom in on the content and fill up the screen's display in some applications, but you do miss out on a lot of the content there because you're actually cutting parts of the scene out of your view in order to fill up that screen. So I'm not really sure what the fix is. I love having that big inner display. I don't like watching movies and TV shows on the Fold 3. Earlier we mentioned that it is finally water resistant, and that is true, but one thing that I do want to make clear here is this is in no way waterproof, and it is an IPX8 water resistance rating, which means it only protects your phone in fresh water. This is not going to help in chlorinated water, so like pool water. It's not going to help with salt water, so if you take it to the beach, that could be a problem. Another issue with taking it to the beach is the fact that it includes no dust resistance, so you're not going to be able to protect it from sand or dust, and dust is the main culprit of why these foldable displays go bad. So if any kind of particle or dust gets trapped inside of your phone, you're probably going to have damage to your display. So hopefully on next year's Fold, we will have some dust resistance built in. I am glad that we are progressing forward here with IPX8 water resistance, as long as it's fresh water. Maybe you accidentally washed your phone with your jeans. Maybe you accidentally got caught in a rainstorm. These are the things that your phone will be protected from. And overall, adding any extra durability is definitely a plus in my book. I just wish there would have been a little bit more. Next up is the charge speed. So with the Galaxy Z Fold 3, you can actually charge up to 25 watts, which is as fast as you're going to be able to charge on a Samsung phone. The Flip 3 you can only charge at 15 watts. We have phones out there that you can charge up to 65 watts. I'm not really sure why we don't have that yet on Samsung phones. These are the most expensive phones on the market, yet they don't have those extremely fast charging features. I don't know if Samsung's trying to save overall battery life, or I'm not really sure why they don't feel like they can help us with faster charging. With the current 25 watt charge speeds, you'll be able to get from 0 to 30% in about half an hour, and it's going to take you about an hour and a half to get a full 100% charge. There are other phones in the market that can get a full 100% charge in under 30 minutes. I would love to see that on Samsung phones. We just don't have that yet. So the main 3-lens camera sensor on the back has not been majorly upgraded. The one thing that I'm really missing on this device, especially since we don't have a Galaxy Note 21 Ultra this year, is the telescopic zoom. So there is a telephoto lens that gives us 2x optical zoom, but if you've had a Galaxy Note 21 Ultra or a Galaxy S21 Ultra, then you're really used to that extra telescopic zoom. Being able to get super clear focused pictures at 10 by zoom or even 30 by zoom is usable on those cameras. They're not usable on the camera on the Fold 3. So 10 by zoom is totally trash and unusable with the Fold 3, and that is really disappointing. My last gripe with the Galaxy Z Fold 3, it's not the price of the phone. So, okay, this is a foldable display. This is the most innovative technology in cell phones today. So $1,800, I'm not whining about that, especially considering the fact that they're giving us the option to trade up to 4 phones. My pre-order for the Galaxy Z Fold 3 plus a Watch 4 was only $600. To me, there are ways that you can get really good value when purchasing a Z Fold 3, but I do think that it is kind of a shame that at $1,800, there's no S Pen included. Samsung, in a way, is forcing us to buy the Z Fold 3 because they're not giving us the option for the Galaxy Note 21 Ultra this year. So, you know, there's no pen reservoir on the Fold 3. That would have been a nice feature. Speaking of accessories, we all know that Samsung did not include a charger in the box with the Galaxy Z Fold 3. Of course, their excuse is they're trying to save the planet by not creating extra waste. I also find it interesting that in other countries like China, the charger is included with the phone. So to me, it feels kind of hypocritical. We're not really trying to save the planet if we go ahead and include the charger in other countries. They just know they can get away with it here in the US, so they take it out. And I feel like it is more of a money saving than saving the planet, but that's just my opinion. Overall, this is really not a major upgrade from the Galaxy Z Fold 2. The main updates here are the under-display camera, which isn't all that great, and IPX8 water resistance. If those things are important to you, of course, you're going to want to upgrade this phone. If you're coming from a Fold 1 or maybe you've never experienced a foldable device, the Fold 3 is actually priced less than previous versions. I do like that about the phone, and like I said, I just love using the Galaxy Z Fold, and this Fold 3, of course, I'm going to have it. What do you guys think? Is it worth buying? Is it worth upgrading from an S21 or a Note 21 Ultra to the Z Fold 3? Are you guys going to order one for yourself? Let me know in the comments below. I'm also going to go ahead and leave a 5% discount to the Galaxy Z Fold 3, so if you do decide to place an order, be sure to use my link in the description below. That about wraps it up for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. Be blessed. I'll see you in the next one.